Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
What up, y'all? It's KMB, the Sexy Ninja, and the place to be for our Paper Saber universe. And this is the New World Podcast, brother. We're talking about Collision, December 16th, 2023. We're in Garland, Texas. We in Texas, folks. And to start the show off is the Continental Classic Blue League. I will say, this tournament has surpassed my expectations. Every match has been bangers. Like, I got to tell Tony, I'm going to call him up. I'm like, hey, Tony, I know I shat on you a few times. I'm sorry. I'm still going to shat when I need the shat. But this Continental Classic, building up the World's End, is pretty good. Nothing but love. But, man, we started off with the Blue League, Andrade El Idolo versus Claudio Castagnoli. Talk about hard hitting. I was rooting for Andrade to win. I didn't mind Claudio getting the win overall. I was like, okay, you know, the point system is definitely like coming down to like, I'm like, oh man, I feel like I'm keeping like, you know how people do like NFL, you know, what do you call it? I love football, but what's the thing? Sports drafts or dream draft. I don't know what the fuck they call it, but that's how I feel with this because I'm watching the points. I'm like, oh my God, he's got 3. So if he gets 3 here, blah, 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 and how he's going to get there, then John Moxley's already clinched this and blah, 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 you know. But man, then next week, we'll talk about it afterwards. But Andrade El Idolo lost to Claudio because Claudio kicked him in the nads and got the win, got a package, and bam, took off. Wednesday, we had the Wednesday package for the Continental Classic of what happened on Dynamite. Abaddon versus Jasmine Allure. Abaddon for the win. Quick match. Nothing, you know, I liked what happened afterwards. Lights go out. Abaddon's in the ring. Lights come on. Julia Hart is right there. Julia lays down the TBS championship and, Abaddon answers and starts punching and they start going back and forth. They get in a fight. Then here comes Sky. Whose side is she going to take? And she takes Julia Hart's side. I'm like, all right. And then Nigel McGuinness is like, is it no longer Sky Blue? It's Sky Black. I was like, I hope they don't turn her name to Sky Black, but okay. She could just be Sky. You know, just don't, no. But she's with Julia Hart, and here comes Thunder Rosa. After they were beating down Abaddon, and Thunder Rosa and Abaddon are on the same page, and they hug it out, and everyone's like, welcome back. And I was like, what do you mean welcome back? She was on commentary. You know, but it's fine. It's fine. And you know what's funny? Going into this next thing with The Acclaimed. That's right. Scissor Me Daddy ass. Someone asked me, like, you forgot who the Trios champions were? I was like, yeah, because I haven't seen them in so long. The Acclaimed one. Now, what happened to them? They're like, Big Head Boy, you reported this when they were beaten down by the Devil's Henchmen. I was like, oh, yeah. I forgot about that. The most recent one is the Hangman Adam Page. I just remember my favorite part is of the Acclaimed one, like the part that sticks out the most was not the attack itself and one going through the window and all that. My favorite part was Samoa Joe walking up to MJF and like, what do we have here? But they're pissed. They're upset. You know, they're like, nope, we're coming back and we're going to find out who the Devil and his men were because you took out the Acclaimed. But here comes Top Flight and Action Andretti. They're like, hey. And it's going to happen on Dynamite. There's going to be a Trios Championship match, the Acclaimed versus Top Flight and Action Andretti for those belts. I am ready. Sign me up. Take my money. Take it all. I want to see that Trios match. And it's good to see the Acclaimed. International Championship, Orange Cassidy versus Mr. Keith, the Bounty Hunter. Oh, man. Brian Keith. This dude is dope. And he's in the credits of the show, Collision. I was like, oh, okay, so is this going to be an actual thing? Orange Cassidy got the win, but it was a fight. And the respect of the tip of the hat, I like that a lot. I really like that a lot. I like how he's like, and a tip of the hat. I'm like, respect, classy. Orange Cassidy the same way. R.I.P. Brody Lee. Man, I remember when that news hit. Nothing but love and nothing but respect to Brody Lee and his family. So, next up is Miro. Who cares? Okay, on to the next thing. I know. It's mean, but I don't care. Commander's backstage, and while he's talking, here comes Roderick and says, Commander! Roderick calls Commander his next victim with the Kingdom. So we're going to have that match coming up probably here on Dynamite or maybe next week on Collision. Then after that, we had FTR come out. They're calling out the House of Black. The House of Black come on the screen. They're like, yeah, you have nobody to save you, so join our family. I'm like, okay. So, and the best part is they burnt the picture up of Dax's family with him, and that was the last straw. So they're going after. So FTR is going to war with the House of Black. Keith Lee package after he beat Shane Taylor at Final Battle. Like, now that you beat him, blah, blah, what's next? And he just says so sly, he goes, that wasn't him. So the him he's talking about, I already feel it. It's coming up here soon. But yeah, I like how he slyly was like, that wasn't him, and walks off. I was like, oh, who. Willow Nightingale, Chris Statlander versus Diamante and Mercedes Martinez in a Texas street fight. Willow and Chris getting their Pulp Fiction on. Man, fun match. Dude, Willow got busted open. There's some crazy spots. I was just like, there's weapons, there's destruction, but Willow and Chris get the win. Well, Chris got the pin and got the win. And, there was thumbtacks. Oh, my gosh. And Chris had one right in the middle of her head. You can see it was all shiny and whatnot. But one hell of a match, and Willow bleeding. I didn't expect this. I was like, a Texas street fight. Because I usually write these notes down from Bleacher Report, like what the matches go and stuff like that. So as I go, I can write my notes in between. And I didn't see any headline of Texas street fight. So when they came out, I was like, oh, well, they got weapons. And Diamante and Mercedes Martinez looking badass with those bats with barbed wire. I was like, oh, shit, we're going to get in a fucking fight here? Let's go then. Toni Storm backstage. She's with Renee and Maria May. And Tony is going to take on either Saraya or Riho at World's End. And those two are going to have a match next week on Dynamite to determine Toni Storm, timeless Toni Storm, is not phased whatsoever. Where's her butler? He's been gone for a bit. I want him back. I want the butler back. I don't want Mariah May. I want the butler. I really like the combination of those two. So Adam Copeland, he's challenging Christian Cage again, at World's End, and no holds barred or no disqualification, nothing. No rules. Adam wants Christian Cage's head on a platter at World's End. Brian Cage versus Squash Gang. Who do you think won? Then we have Mogul Embassy backstage after this match. Brian Cage, they're like, yeah, Swerve is going to go all the way in the Continental Classic. And then here comes Keith Lee, and this is where we finally get, him he is talking about. And I think he's talking about Swerve. He has unfinished business with Swerve Strickland. So after the tournament, I think we're going to get another storyline between Keith Lee and him. Continental Classic Blue League, Eddie Kingston versus Daniel Garcia. I was rooting. I was right there with Daddy Magic. I was sitting in that fucking chair, and I felt like I was on commentary. I was like, come on here. Ha, ha. Come on, Daniel. Come on, Daniel Garcia. And there's a spot in this match I loved so much. I loved it so much. Daniel is getting chopped. Well, he's getting the shit chopped out of his chest, and he's just going those machine gun chops. He's like, and Daniel, a little bastard, he's still doing the dance, he's like, come on, and he does the dance a little bit, and he gets chopped down more, and he's like, come on, and does the dance again. I'm just like, that man's a star, right there, we see him, that Daniel Garcia has something. And Daddy Magic's reaction after Eddie Kingston won was the same fucking reaction I had. I was like, God damn it. It's okay, kid. You'll get back there, Daniel Garcia. But, man, watch this match and go see that spot where Eddie's just laying them chops, and Daniel's like, come on, bitch. And he's like, see my hips? Come on. You can chop me? Come on. And then there's a great spot where he blows up and he gets Eddie, but Eddie got the win. Fun match, man. And Daniel Garcia, he's got something. He's got something. No trunks this week. Maybe he didn't like him. Continental Classic Blue League. Brody King versus Bryan Danielson. What you expect? Awesome. I'm still like, every time the eye thing comes about, I still cringe. I'm like, fuck, So, Bryan Danielson gets the win, but this match was hard hitting. I was like, how are you going to beat Brody King? Brody King is a monster. Every time he comes out, you hear the crowd. I have to join along too. My wife's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I was like, I don't know. I just love professional wrestling. And this is stuff I live for. And this is the type of matches that I'm like, yeah, gets my blood boiling, man. But Brody King did not win. Bryan Danielson wins. And I believe this was after he cut a promo, saying like, hey, you're going to get me in trouble with those yes chants. But, screw it. Everyone, yes, yes, yes. And I guess at Final Battle, Tony has revealed the Ring of Honor Women's Television Championship, or either it was at a taping, or I know it was at a Ring of Honor show. But we have a Ring of Honor Women's Television Championship, and I'm like, Kyle Fletcher's is the new television champion, so we'll see how this goes. I hope 2024 is bright, shiny, and beautiful for Ring of Honor. That's all I want. I want Ring of Honor to shine. And Tony, give me a call. All right, you got my number. Give me a call, and I will help you make Ring of Honor shine. That's what I'll do. Get him on the phone. Where's my producer? You, right there, fucking eating donuts. Those are my donuts, by the way. Get Tony on the phone and tell him, like, hey, hire KMB the Sexy Ninja. We'll get Ring of Honor shining again. And tell him, too, we're going to take that Rampage spot and make that the Ring of Honor hour. Power hour. Okay? You tell him that. All right. Never mind. All right, man. Drop those comments below. I give this show a solid 5 out of 5, man. And this Continental Classic has been really good so far. I can't wait till it continues to the Holiday Bash next week. And Christmas is coming up soon. And this was Collision, December 16, 2023. Tony, Kevin, Nigel on commentary. They're oh so delightful with their sweet voices. In Garland, Texas. And did I say 5 out of 5? I said 5 out of 5. It's just good stuff, man. And it's good to be alive. And then we got World's End in a couple weeks. Bring it on. Bring it on. All right, y'all. Like and subscribe. Share with your grandma. Share with your grandpa. Share with the bum down at Walmart. I am KMB the Sexy Ninja. And remember to go to ProWrestlingTees.com/New World Podcast. Get yourself that sweet nWp logo created by Penta X. More logos coming, by the way. And remember the 5th of November, the gunpowder treason and plot. I think of no reason for the New World Podcast to be forgot, brother.
Damn it, guys, you know I'm not allowed to do that. Oh, the hell with it. Nobody's gonna tell on me, are they?